Hi, little review today. This is a review of a kettle. It's part of the HARIO V60 drip series. If you follow my channel, you'd have seen a little review on this. There's probably more to come on that in the future. But this complements that really nicely. Also been a heavy user of the Chemex system, and a kettle like this is ideal for that. Now, the whole function of this kettle really revolves around this swan neck spout. It allows really consistent and easy control of the water flow, which is absolutely essential when you're using a pour over system like the V60. So let's have a quick look in the box. This is the 1.2 litre version, so slightly larger of the two options they've got, and I believe this has a working volume of about 800 millilitres, so 2-3 good mugs of black coffee. Okay, taking out the box there, it comes in a single piece, no construction required. I did imagine that the handle might need to be attached. That's not the case. As you see, plastic insulated handle to keep your hands cool, obviously. Little friction fit lid with a screw on top, and inside there's a little instruction leaflet which we'll take a look at in a second. One of the main things which surprised me about this kettle was that it actually allows you to warm the water in it. Shouldn't have been a surprise, that's what a kettle's about, to be honest, but I did sort of really anticipate this just to be a way of delivering hot water to the coffee rather than actually heating it as well. If you take a little look at the leaflet, it will tell you that you can use it on induction, gas, electric, radiant heat, halogen, or sheathed. Not sure what that is, but basically any heat source you'd fancy to use, absolutely no problem at all. Apart from that, there's not an awful lot of information in the leaflet, so let's get it cleaned up and put it into action. The one thing that I would say is that whilst I had anticipated using it to heat the water, what I had planned to do was to put boiling water in this, cold, and use the body of the kettle just to bring the temperature down to that perfect coffee temperature of around about sort of 91-96 degrees. So that's one way you could use this. So if you've got a really efficient electric kettle, I think that'd be quite a good way to use this. Just use it to drop the temperature. Okay, well, let's get this cleaned up and we'll put it to use. Okay, so I've given it a clean. I've just brought it to the boil. I've gone for the full experience and done it on a gas hob. I would say, compared to an electric kettle that you're probably used to, it was a slow boil. Obviously, sort of Sunday morning coffee, whatever it might be, needn't be a rush, so that's not always a problem. There is also a copper model, which would obviously speed up the boil time. You might want to consider that, but that takes the price from around about 40 to over £100, but it is really quite attractive. As I say, just brought it up to a boil, and we'll give it a go. So let's bring on the V60 dripper, and the first thing we'll do is obviously take the cap out of the jug, and we'll put a filter in. Now with these filters, I like to fold across there as you're instructed, and then just give them a little pinch at the bottom like that, just so they hold their shape a bit better whilst you give it a little soak through. So the first thing is obviously to wash through the filter, get rid of that paper taste. Then we'll dump that water and we'll come in for a close-up and see how the directional spout works. Okay, so the filter's nicely soaked. I've got rid of the water, just putting a single scoop of ground coffee there. And to begin with, we'll just shake that down and give it the first pour, just to get it blooming. give that a few seconds. This just allows the coffee to sort of expand and to allow it to filter nicely. As I say, my experience on the hob was that it was a relatively slow boil. If you're in a rush, I think you'd probably want to go with electric kettle. Just put it in the kettle, in the HARIO kettle, and use that to take the temperature down from boiling and speed up the process a little. Okay, let's see how the directional spout goes. So if you've ever done this with a regular kettle, you'll know that it can be a bit of a pain. And actually this is a really gentle, controlled, easily directed flow. Really perfect for pour over systems like this in the Chemex. So coffee made, all very nice. Lovely little kettle this actually. I'm really pleased with it. I've always wanted a decent kettle because, as I say, electric kettles and the spouts that they've got are really quite frustrating at times to use for your pour over systems like the HARIO V60 and the Chemex. So really great addition to any coffee setup. Can be had around about £40 online. As I say, there's a copper one if you fancy that, just over £100, which looks great. It'll probably heat up a little bit quicker. That's a decision for you to make, but I'd recommend actually getting the cheaper one, continuing to use your electric kettle and using this to bring down the temperature of your boiled water so you can get your coffee on the brew quicker. As I say, really nice construction. As I use it, I had a look over the fit and finish. It looks very nice. That's about it really. Well, hopefully that's of some use to you. Really pleased to have picked this up. I think, you know, it's a good thing to have in your coffee arsenal, and yeah, I'll enjoy using it. Hope that video is useful. Thank you very much. Bye bye.